Hello and welcome back to another episode of Great Autosport Mobile. We're going to jump right into our first race today in the touring class, which I'm beginning to think is the best place to start, whether you're a noob or you have some skill. This time we'll have a go around Mont Tremblant, which is a lovely little Canadian track with all the right curves in all the right places, or some wrong places. And of course, while everyone else has gone for the Chevy, I've decided to be a sore thumb and I've gone ahead to settle on the Ford Focus ST. Perhaps that's the Ken Block bias in me, but I guess we'll find out if it's any good or not. Starting at the top of the grid is always a good place to start, but as you can see, we have a YouTuber in our midst. Well, I guess we have two. So probably the question now is, how long can I keep the lead? Preferably all the way to the end though. It'd be nice to win. But first we'll have to wait for the eternity between, waiting and the race actually starting. But the lights are green and we're going. Running towards the first corner and immediately I've missed the braking point. Going in way too hot and missing the apex completely, and by the second corner, our YouTuber from India takes the lead with ease. At first glance it seems like it's going to be a competitive race, although it's quickly becoming apparent that it's going to be a 1v1 between Rockstar and myself as the gap opens up completely. Now heading towards the wide hairpin, I'm going way too hot once again, destabilizing the car. But clearly someone else is having a worse time than me because El Rico goes off the track completely. So clearly this is going to be a 1v1. Now that mistake cost me some time because Rockstar is almost 4 seconds ahead now. Heading back to the first corner and gets it a bit better this time. As you can see, I've caught up significantly to Rockstar, although through the second corner it's just showing class and disappearing once again. But this is not going to be, all sunshine and daisies for him. I'm going to chase him down because, today I'm feeling good. I feel like I might actually win this time. But let's see how this goes. Back on the wide hairpin that I can't ever seem to get straight. And of course, I'm not supposed to get it straight. It's a right-hand turn. If I was going straight, that would be catastrophic. But we're really keeping it decent this time. It's a much better performance. The second corner is much cleaner, it's much faster. Although Rockstar still has way too much pace on him. It's a bit difficult to keep up. Almost feels like perhaps I chose the wrong car. Maybe that's the problem. But we'll see. We still have one lap to go. And I'm still everything, striking distance of Rockstar, so just have to be as consistent as possible. Make sure to brake at the right time and accelerate at the right time, which I have not done. And clearly that is the end, because there's no way I'm catching that man after such a huge mistake, unless of course that chopper lands on his bonnet and completely wrecks his engine. Otherwise, this race is over. It's going to be second place and there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. As you can see, his fastest lap is just 1 second ahead of me. So that one mistake really set me back significantly. This could have been a win for me. But we'll just pretend like Rockstar deserved it. This was his win. Justin comes in 5 seconds on the fastest lap after I did. He had no hope in hell of keeping up with the top two. Although number one would have been much nicer to say. But now we're moving on to our second race, which features our very own name that I almost destroyed last episode, and another Nigerian. Is that not interesting? Let's see how he handles. So we're driving in the muscle cars today, and these things are like tanks. Do not like this cars, but of course we never say never. We never give up. Always see how we can pull out the best in us in every situation. In me. I don't know why I said us. Well, I assume that it's since you're watching and you're listening, you are invested in a win as well. So it's another time attack event, so we don't have to really worry about what anyone else is doing. Just have to not do that again. Preferably that would be the best case scenario, where we avoid stuff like that. But once again, completely missed the apex. Completely. And if I remember correctly, the last time I met the guy in the number one spot right now, I think he was also on a time attack. And if I remember correctly, he won that race, annoyingly. And very annoyingly. But this time I think we have a better chance at possibly getting the win, because this guy is really fast. And I'm pretty sure this is going to turn into a 1v1 once again, because it's almost impossible. Most people find out about grid and assume it's an arcade style racing game when they install it and start playing. It's usually around the first corner they realize, this is not for me. This was not the plan at all. I mean, I've been playing sim racing for a while on PC and console, but never on my phone. So this is a new experience for me. The screen is much smaller, so you really have to focus to see your breakpoints. And I'm interested to see how far I can take this. Can I become like the world best grid mobile player? That would be something, right? Perhaps one day I'll be competing with the likes of Super GT on Gran Turismo. But till then, I'm still 2 seconds, almost 3 seconds behind the number one spot. And it doesn't feel like I'm going to get any closer, because quite frankly, I am not driving at my best right now. Yes, it says that I'm going faster, technically, but you can see these little mistakes that are slowing me down tremendously. So from a 1 second lead, it's gone up to almost 3 second lead. That is not a good sign. That's a clear indication that you are falling behind. Now we have a purple sector through that sector, clearly. But I don't know if it's enough. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's enough to. Because what the purple sector means, it's my best performance on that sector. Or perhaps it's the best performance of that sector for everyone. I'm not really clear on what exactly they mean by that. But something tells me I will find out. So I completely messed up that corner, meaning this lap is pretty much useless to me. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if I was 5 seconds behind time. So the target I have to beat is 138.4. And I'm running my best lap. Like, the baddest thing I've done is 142. I have a long way to go to catch up to that man in first place. And not 3 seconds behind. It's actually surprising. I thought it'd be far worse than that. This is definitely not going according to how I would want it to go. But second place is still not so bad. But I don't know. Is it though? I mean, it's one thing to be second if you lose by like, a second or two. But when you're 3 seconds behind the lead, it almost feels like you're last. It's like you're the first to be last. That's not a very good position to be in. But count your blessings, they say. There are 3 people that are behind me. So I'll take this one. Considering this is the 3rd and final lap, I will gingerly take my win. Oh, my 2nd place without too much stress. At least this ordeal with this is almost over. I cannot wait to get out of this car. I remember I said the Pagani Huayra is the worst car. It still is, but this is a close second. And I know it may sound like every time I say that I'm just trying to make excuses because I cannot drive the car, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So I come in 2nd, too many seconds behind 1st place. And now we have to wait until, apparently the Nigerian wasn't even in the race. He got disconnected. Like me. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in the first video. The servers can be really finicky sometimes. So we'll just move on to our 3rd and final race for today. On Okutama, the mountain of death. And we're driving something that isn't really user-friendly. It's a car that tries to kill you on every turn. The McLaren F1. It sounds wonderful, and it sounds probably sounds wonderful trying to kill you as well, as we'll see. Another YouTuber in the building. So, well, at least this one is South African. So it's a fellow African YouTuber on Great Autosport. This is not a bad sign. Means there's people with interest. I just wish there were more people in the actual races. 3 people is I'd like to race in an entire pack for like 12, 13 people and see how I stack up. But we're about to start and we have Toretto in front, Triple X Mobile Gaming, who's in 1st now, who's now in 2nd, because for some reason he slowed down way too much. And I decided to park the car on the side of the road. But we're still in this one. And as you can see, target fixation is a huge problem for me on the 1st lap. Because for some odd reason, I forget what these tracks are like on the 1st lap. I have to go around the 1st time before I realize, okay, this is how we avoid dying. Which I failed to do right there. But apparently Triple X Mobile Gaming probably has the same issues on this track, because it seems like every time I run into the wall, he's right there. Just that exact same spot I ran into. He's just waiting and ready to run into it again. Or run it into it after I do. I don't know, English is not working today. Toretto seems to be flying off, having a great time, but Mount Okutama-sama has her way of humbling most men and women. I'm not saying that only men drive on this mountain, but never mind. Anyway, once again, I think all 3 of us died on that corner, which is good. I'm not saying dying is good, but I'm trying to say that if everyone else is this uncomfortable on this track, it means I have a higher chance of going past everyone on the 2nd lap. And by everyone, I mean just Toretto, since he's the only person in front of me who is slowly disappearing because I can't seem to stay on track. Heading into the final corner, and I brake way too much, slowing down, losing all that speed, making sure Triple X Gaming is catching right back up to me. Going in for the first corner, much better than the first time around. I didn't spin it this time, and clearly Toretto did, because he lost so much speed. There's just nowhere else to explain it. So now I'm right up his tailpipe, making sure that he's extremely uncomfortable, because now he has to think there's someone behind me and he has to worry about the track in front of him. So I just have to make sure I don't die. Spoke too soon. And not spin out. So now, because of 2 back-to-back errors, I'm now in 3rd place, which is quite interesting for a race. It's not very often where it's this competitive where, positions are switching back and forth. But I cannot, for the love of all that is green on this earth, stay away from barriers. So now I am far behind. Well, not far behind, but Triple X Gaming just decides he's had enough and he's going to visit his ancestors, leaving 2nd place open right for the taking. Toretto is still far ahead, and this is the final lap. I have no idea how we're going to catch up, but it seems like he may have crashed, because there he is, and he's lost some weight apparently. Oh, he crashed again. Oh, wonderful stuff. And you could just hear him die beside me. Clearly you can see it now. But for some reason I'm still not sure if, because these corners are weird, you don't really know, or at least I don't really know how much power I can carry through them, and I completely destroyed this beautiful F1 on that corner. And apparently so does Toretto, because he should have just flown right past me, but he's still behind me. So we both died in that corner. Now I just have to survive one more corner and this race is a win. I mean, finally, after 2 races, or more than 2. But in this video, we finally come away with a win on the mountain of death. Isn't that just amazing? Triple X Gaming is, still with his ancestors. We wish him, best of luck. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.